Where there is a river, there is travel, and hence history. And the history of Asaba is in so many ways tied to the river Niger, which runs along the spine of this historic city. From antiquity to more recent times, this historic river has served as a transporter, bringing many stories to its Asaba shores. The history of Asaba is in so many ways tied to the river Niger, which runs all the way from Futajalan down through the spine of this historic city. We take a trip across the Niger, across time and history, to share in the adventure of the Asaba ancestors, the adventure of the early travelers in search of the mouth of the Niger, where it flows into the Atlantic Ocean, the tension and fortitude of the Biafran soldiers who found their way through the Niger to Asaba and beyond. Watch this experience and share with us. See for yourself what lies on the other side of the Niger. Travelers from all parts of the world have passed through this river, this very place, in search of a home, glory, victory, hope, and for some, a new life. As we cross the Niger from Asaba, the town of Onono lies directly ahead. In some parts, it must be at least 40 to 50 feet deep and possibly more. Out there far in the horizon, you can see the Niger Bridge. And that is Onitsha right there. And that part of it is Asaba. Going all that way, we're heading up Nigeria, way into Lokoja. In some areas, it's much more shallow, as you can see ahead. In full tide, the water is at least another 50 feet deep. There is something very pristine about the simplicity of this area of the Niger. And it causes me to wonder what history lies beneath these waters at this very spot. In fact, what history has passed through these waters? Onono Island. Yeah. So the island, not be say
it used to be farm settlement before this is developed now. There's a lot of
people living there.
Yeah.
What do they do there?
Farmers. They are farmers.
They are farmers. So this is an island. There's nothing connecting it to anything else.
Yeah, it's an island that it extends a lot to the other side of Otuocha.
Towards where?
Otuocha.
Otuocha.
Yeah.
So where are you two going?
We are heading
Oh no. Yeah. Looks like you're getting ready for a party, or did you go for a party? I bet you go find something for that side. Fish there where they wait you.
We're about to go and look for
you go find fish. Yeah. Nothing spare. Nothing spare. When you carry your net well, tie and well, no fish no pass. Onono, the island on the other side of Asaba. These huge trees create a natural shade for the weary farmer. Green and fertile from the waters of the Niger, it's obvious why farming and fishing are the indigenous calling here. Life here seems quite simple. Like most islands across Africa, kids here do not need an Olympic-sized swimming pool to cool off from the tropical sun. They have the Niger, and they learn to navigate its often treacherous currents in a canoe or by hand. Standing here, it makes sense why starry-eyed Western explorers were often a disturbance to their way of life. One cannot help but wonder, what will be the fate of the Niger in years to come? Will these waters still be calm, historic, or will its shores be filled with boaters and jet skis here for a vacation? I even tried and succeeded in getting a cell phone signal during the ride across. It seemed almost an aberration. As the sun sets, I feel a sense of timelessness here. Something about being between places. A sense of journey, so to speak. One which I would advise any visitor to Asaba to experience. The crossing of the Niger River brings up memories of more than ancestors, explorers, and colonizers. This used to be a one-laner in the past, Abby. Yeah. It was lane both ways. Here on the side, we see the farms where they sell dry stockfish and yams. Today, there are more ways to cross the Niger. As more development came to Asaba, another imposing sight is the true gateway to the east, the Niger Bridge. Over 3 miles long, this engineering feat was built by the federal government of Nigeria in 1965 at a cost of about £5 million. Talk about a good use of money. Much, it seems, needs to be learned from the past. It links the west to the eastern part of Nigeria. And from here, many came to settle in Asaba. As you can see, most of the trucks here are laden with goods. Behind me is the engineering feat which we know as the Niger Bridge. This bridge is one of the main commercial hubs that links the east from the west, that links the northern part of the country to the southern part of the country. This bridge has been an engineering feat that was built years ago by engineers, I believe by the Engineering Corps. And it's been around. This is one of the places, this is one of the landmarks that Asaba is known for. The other end is Asaba, where on the Onitsha side of it, even as the cars go through, you see a lot of trucks. You see a lot of cars that are laden with lots of goods, and these are the cars that we have that carry most of the commerce that goes across. There isn't a rail system currently that goes through this area. It goes through the western part of the country. But this Niger Bridge is one of the landmarks in Nigeria and one of the landmarks that Asaba and Onitsha are known for. So once more, we're on the Niger Bridge itself. In fact, I can feel it moving beneath my feet as the cars go across. If you look, as you can see from the other part, you see the pillars that go down into the water. This bridge has been around for years. The road still looks good. The beams are looking good. They're strong. On this far side is where we have Asaba, and on this side you see Onitsha as we came up from the other end. A lot of the commerce that's going in from the other side here are all the cars that are going in and out. They're going from Asaba side to Onitsha side and vice versa. This Niger Bridge is one of the main monuments that the east or the southern part of Nigeria is known about, and one side of it is in Asaba and the other side is in Onitsha. In fact, if you look through on some parts of the water out here, you can see there's a port that's been built there that's to offload ships. I don't know how much has been used, but just like a lot of setups, a lot of things that have been built here, but they haven't been used or they haven't been put to maintenance. The maintenance culture here, I must say, is not very good. But if there's one thing that stands to that, the maintenance culture of this bridge has stood so far the test of time without challenge. You can see a bit of Asaba on that far side. All that way down is where Asaba is. And when we go out from the other side, you see a bit of it and see how much of Asaba is all that way. Where the Niger Bridge meets it over there, all of that area is Asaba. And then, of course, on the other side of the water, as you see, you get Onitsha and some other surrounding towns. Okay, we're on the Asaba side of the Niger Bridge, and behind me you can see the bridge as far as it goes. Beautiful perspective shot. Very soon we're going to go a bit closer to show you the beams that are actually holding it. From this bottom part, if I step out of the way, you can see the beams that hold the Niger Bridge. They look pretty solid to me, and like I said, you know, in spite of the fact that a lot of edifices that are built in Nigeria as a whole, and sometimes even in this area that have been built from time, a lot of them have stood the test of time. The Niger Bridge is certainly one of them, and which is a good testament to the work that's been done here in Asaba. But this bridge is a pretty good fit. Being on top of it, I can tell you, it's quite a sight. But it's definitely something to, if you have the opportunity to visit, if you come down to Asaba. Down here on this side, you can see the water. We're on the Asaba side of it now. Everything here moving from what we showed you before is Asaba. As you can see, even on both sides of the street, there's still the street lamps. A new development by the current administration in Asaba.